A lot of my deals now are ambassador and equity deals. And I really believe in the partnership. And the same thing when I invest, and I really believe in fostering that relationship. And I want the company to be just as invested in me as I am in them.
We recognize that we're playing in a global sport, but we're not yet a global league.
For the last 30 years, team values have increased by double-digit CAGR. While there's no guarantee that will continue, it certainly is a pretty strong data point. I think sports for a long, long time is going to hold a lot of value.
I have great faith in the future of professional soccer here in this country.
Investing in teams, you're stewards for a community. You have an obligation that each of you guys has spoken about to your fan base and to putting a good quality product on the pitch. How do you guys look at exit strategies with respect to team ownership?
I don't really worry about exit because I know if we do our job, the exit will be there in some form. So I don't invest really with a view towards thinking about how I'm going to get out. I think if we do our job, multiple opportunities will arise.
Frankly, winning a good product on the field, on the pitch, and commercial success go hand in hand, right? You have to have a good product to generate the sponsors, the content, for the content to work, right?
The media rights themselves, in my view, absolutely going to continue to grow and will be worth more in 3 years. They'll be worth more in 5 years, et cetera, et cetera. How they get split up and what the distribution mechanism is, that is to be determined.
You were talking about stock prices for 10, 15 years like this, and at some point it went up like a hockey stick. Women's soccer is right there, so don't miss out on this one this time.
It's not that people don't want to watch women athletes. Look at Lindsay. But it has been, how can you watch them? How can you know about them? How can you see them?
Jerry and I were meeting with them, trying to get them motivated about leasing up the office space, leasing up the retail space. And one of the young men asked the question, well, what happens if they're not Cowboy fans? And I said, move on to one that is a Cowboy fan is what you do. There's enough of them.
We're always looking at the real estate. We're looking at the venue. And the first question we ask ourselves, is this a place? Is this a venue when grandmothers, grandfathers pass away? Would you like to sprinkle their ashes, at this venue? Is this venue that important in this community, in this region? And if the answer to that is yes, it becomes more of a no-brainer. And we think we have that in Pittsburgh. We certainly have that in Anfield and at Fenway.
So I sat through all the panels today, and I heard all the investors talking about growth. They're growing at an average of 4% a year, the big four. MMA is growing at 30%.
We had a pandemic followed by all this economic stress, followed by you name it, war in Europe, people threatening nuclear attacks against each other, and the asset values are still going up. Come up with a scenario that's worse than that. If you're going to tell me an asteroid's going to hit the Earth and we're all dead, yeah, okay, values are going to go down. Short of that, I don't see it.
Whether you're in Memphis or New York City, you own the same piece of the league. So that's part number one. Part number two is North American sports is one of the only ways you can get a legal monopoly in the United States. And getting that local legal live entertainment monopoly in one of the 30 most important markets in North America, that's a really, really powerful asset.
Well, that's what's so exciting is really smart investors, smart corporates are all looking at this asset class and saying, I got to get in, right? As the world has gotten more complicated and people are competing with Netflix and video games and all these things, the one thing that continues to perform is sports.